Thank you for another episode of Hoops Hitting Gems. We want to welcome you tonight to another great show. Before we get started, man, I just want to send my prayers out to Coach up at Spire. Coach Gravel Craig had a little small mishap in practice. Prayers going out to him. Definitely prayers out to you. So he won't be on the show. We still got a great show going on tonight. We got Coach Mosley from Lincoln UPA, CIAA. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Dave. Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Man, anytime, man. So, everybody in Atlanta knows about the CIAA and, especially one of the oldest HBCU conferences in the country. Just wanted to bring you on the show and talk more about Lincoln UPA. Definitely more about your show, man. Get more in depth about your program. Tell me more about Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln's a special place. You talk about old HBCU. We're the first. We're the first degree granting university.
Yeah.
Founded in 1854. They talk about Cheney all the time, but we're the first degree granting. We sit right here in Pennsylvania. About an hour north. Of Philadelphia. And not too far away from New York. Baltimore's right in a great region. For recruiting. Notable alums like Langston Hughes and Thurgood Marshall attending Lincoln. For the people that didn't know that, so it's a great place. It's a great atmosphere to come and be a student athlete. Beautiful facilities, beautiful campus, and we're trying to take our program and university to the next level.
Okay, good. With me being from Pittsburgh, I know all about Lincoln. So the number of people will make that track over to Lincoln and Cheney. So I know all about it. So with you being on the girls program, been a lot of chatter that you're doing some big things up there with the girls program, man. Are you guys playing this year? Let me ask that.
We started off playing. We played 6 games. This was a year I actually challenged my team. I had a tough non-conference schedule where I went and scheduled 4 Division I opponents. We played Syracuse this year. We played George Washington. We played St. Joe's, and we played Delaware State as far as Division I opponents, and then we scheduled 2 Division II games. We were looking forward to playing, but right before Christmas, our conference voted not to play. We were the only team in the CIAA competing at the time. Mm-hmm. So I guess, the athletic directors, the conference office, and presidents thought with COVID, it would be smart to just take the year off and hold. So once we got that call, it was kind of like, just trying to finish up, our last game with a bang, and that's exactly what we did. Finished up with a Division I win this year, and so really just making the decision of trying to bring the team back and just get prepared for next year.
So so with that, what you touching on that, how many seniors do you have this year?
I had 6 seniors this year. So wow. Yes, so they kind of got robbed of their senior year, and so it's kind of like now I'm trying to revisit. Financially, how do we make it work, as an institution, with recruiting, with prospects coming in that we were entertaining or even signed, how do we make that work? So everybody's dealing with the same issues. Really, we just internally got to make a decision how we're going to do it. As a university, we have, certain idea how we want to do it, but really just coming to the table with all the, higher ups and just coming up with a plan. So, the seniors won't feel slighted and they can actually play their, last senior year.
Yeah, man, that is kind of tough when you guys with 6 seniors, and I'm sure you had some recruits coming in from all over the place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a strain on the budget. And, one of the things with the show being still in its infant stages, we came in at this COVID time, and as you know, man, these 2021 kids got it rough. They got it really rough, man.
It's definitely tough. It's tough for them because it's, it's like when you look at it as a college coach and, they granted everybody that year eligibility. It's like, do I want to go and try to take this high school kid that, I'm going to have to, mentor, develop, or, do I entertain bringing my team back? Do I go into the portal and Division I or D2 transfer that's already developed and play right away?
Yeah.
So it's rough on coaches, and I feel bad for that 2021 class. And even 22, it might, prolong for another year because you're looking at the juniors right now. It's kind of like you get the junior year and senior year back. So it's going to be rough where a lot of kids might be left behind or overlooked because they have collegiate prospects already on their roster that they're recruiting to stay, but also can just go into the portal and just say, maybe just take out one or two from there. So we still have some high school prospects coming in that's pretty good, but we kind of had to, shorten our list. We have 5 or 6 prospects, but then with this happening, it's kind of like, we're trying to entertain bringing some of our actual student athletes back. So it's been a rough time.
So, and I got a quick question for you. Since you're right there on the Jersey border, have you heard about New Jersey giving the high school kids a year back and them going to, as long as they go to community college? Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard about the high school year getting granted, but I have heard if you go to junior college, you're going to play that year. But once you transfer to the 4-year school, you still actually have that remaining year of eligibility. So if you're in JUCO now and you're finishing up your 2nd year and you go to a 4-year, you technically still have 3 years eligibility once you transfer to that 4-year.
That's nice. And so one of the other things is for the qualifiers that are going JUCO, if they go in as a freshman to JUCO and they're a qualifier, they can play that year of JUCO right now and still have 4 years left. And so that's a positive right there. But man, when I say it's slim pickings, it's slim pickings, bro. I mean, I got D3s hitting me up and saying, Dave, we're set. I'm like, wow, well, okay. So
some rosters are going to be full. Some coaches got the resources to bring in 20 players, which financially they can make it work with the the grants and waivers that's going on right now, where you can bring in the extras, where it's going to make practice very competitive. You can take the freshmen and either redshirt them, or if they're excelling now, it just makes it very intense in practice where whoever shows up that week of practice, that's who's going to play. And so if you have an 18, 20-man roster, one is helping with enrollment of the university, but it's just no days off. You got to come and get your grades up. You got to get your work in on and off the court in the weight room. And as coaches, we just sit back and evaluate and then put the best product on the floor.
So you just touched something. How many are you allowed on D2 on your roster?
Well, normally you can carry up to 15 to 18. Some programs, carry a little bit more. Like I said, it comes down to the university and the budget. I know some schools do it where they want a 18 to 20-man roster to help with enrollment. Some people only want you to carry 15 for financial reasons of travel and meals and hotel rooms. So, I normally like to try to stay around 15, 16 just for reps and, everybody getting their, just do, time, but everything is earned. I just feel like it's hard to just get everybody reps in practice when you got 18 to 20 people out there. So, we'll try to have a scout team, or if you're on a manager or a red shirt, put you on a scout team that way, and you're getting development to that next year. But as far as just getting up and down and just working on sets, it's just entirely too many people on the floor trying to get, a system in for 18, 20 people.
Okay. So with the roster, especially you two being senior heavy this year, were these players, your seniors, were they big contributors for this year or?
Absolutely. We had a really good balance this year coming off the year we had last year. Last year's year, we were very loaded. We went 23-6, broke the school record, for the best start in school history, best record in school history. Also defeated another Division I last year. Went on to have the player of the year. I was coach of the year. And so that was a group that was kind of like, dang, why COVID ain't happening a little early? I could have brought some of those prospects. But, we had to replenish our roster after what we lost last year. So we brought in, I think, 4 Division I transfers this year. I had 2 Division II transfers, and then we have 2 high school kids. So we brought in 8. And so just as far as the chemistry, and then, like I said, COVID, we got started late because pretty much we got, sent home at the end of last year, was delayed coming in. So you missed out all that preseason conditioning and just, weightlifting. So once we did get the green light after going through our COVID protocols and at reacclimation, it was kind of like we had 2 to 3 weeks of conditioning, and then we had 2 weeks of practice, and then we're playing and we're opening up against Division I. So didn't have our proper just conditioning time, but that time showed up that we didn't have when we were not on the floor. We really didn't get ourselves going until like after the second or third game. So we had some seniors that were stepping up for us late. We had some transfers that were stepping up late in the year, and right at the end, that's when we started getting rolling. And that's when they pulled the plug on us. So I'm excited about next year to see what we have coming back and adding a couple pieces, because I feel like we got a really good group and a chance to really make some noise.
Man, just listen to what you said, man. I mean, you got an experienced team. You said 4 D1 transfers, 2 D2 transfers, and 6 seniors possibly coming back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then it's not going to be a surprise if you beat a D1. That's not a surprise because you technically have a D1 team with the experience that you have and the transfers. And that's where, we had some discussions on the show earlier. Like, a lot of people, it's a D2 or D3. But a guy like yourself that's recruiting, people don't understand. You're getting big time talent, and you're honing a lot of that talent too as well. So you're taking some high school kids and getting them up to 4 years, getting them experience. You're getting transfers from D1s. You're getting D2 transfers. So people can come up to Lincoln if they want and think, this is going to be a cupcake game, and you go home with your feelings hurt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to be able to keep up, with our league, man. The CIAA, with no nights off. We do a phenomenal job recruiting in our league, and we got some really good coaches that's going to get their teams up to play, and that's going to prepare for you. So when I first started out in the league, I was going high school heavy and trying to develop, and I'm looking at everybody else's roster, and they got transferred from Georgia Tech, Michigan State, Fresno State, and it was just like after year 2, it was like, all right, I got to beef up some talent here and now. And so that's when by my 3rd year, we started going a little bit more JUCOs and Division I, but still bringing in high schools and just having a good mixture. And that's when we started to, peak. We went to the conference tournament, Final Four 3 years in a row, and actually players started to contact us. We're very visible and on social media. We have a good time.
Yes, you are.
We're big on family. We like to have fun. So once you put it out there and then you're actually winning and you're playing at a high level, and now we were nationally ranked last year, regionally ranked for the first time in school. All that stuff is out there where we can promote and broadcast our university, our program. You'll be surprised how many Division I, kids just hit me up in my direct messenger. I'm in the portal. I want to, entertain a conversation with you. Or we just do a phenomenal job just keeping our ear to the streets and being in the portal and just seeing what these kids are doing at the level that they're at or the conference that they're at. And they fill a void of what we're looking for. I love good guards that can score the ball, that can shoot it. We like to play fast and transition. So if you fit that need of what we're looking for, we're coming after you, and the coach. And so, a lot of what was going on in the world, some students wanted to come to a HBCU, which kind of helped, in our recruiting situation. But some people just want to come in and play at a high level. Some people want to play and they go Division I and they're not getting the type of time that they're looking for. I want to out. I want to go somewhere where I can showcase my talent, play freely, and lock up and defend and just compete at a high level and go to a winning program. So just talking to some prospects, that's what some of the things that they were looking for, and so we can fill that void. So also you're going to come to a place that's we're not ducking any competition, as you can see.
I like that.
Last year we opened up at University of Maryland, and we went on and played North Carolina Central, who we defeated. This year, like going to play Syracuse is unheard of from a Division II. St. Joe's, we almost had them beat. We were up 16 on St. Joe's, and they just had the height. That's the life of Division I. You got 6'2s coming off the bench, and they just outgritted us in the second half where we got in foul trouble. But we playing these high level mid-major schools and actually competing with them. And so just 3 years in a row we defeated Division I. And so if you want to play at a high level, our conference tournament is like no other. Of course, it was down in Charlotte at the Bobcats.
It's in Baltimore now, right?
It's in Baltimore now, so it's a little closer to home for us. Kind of create some home court advantage. So I'm looking forward to Baltimore and excited about the opportunity to be able to play up the road and get some of our fan base and alumni. And we got a huge alumni base right there in Baltimore as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
So you said you guys were ranked last year, but if I'm not mistaken, the CIAA had one or two more teams that were ranked, right?
Yeah, I was us, Virginia Union, Bowie State, and I think that was it from last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, three, right? Yeah, yeah, three last year. I mean, everybody knows, like, especially people that don't know the CIAA tournament is like no other. You know, when you go to the tournament, it's good competition, but it's like a pageantry as well going to the CIAA. And you know, the first time I went, it just blew me away to see like some of the old folks coming in their Sunday's best coming up in there on the court, man. I was like, man, what is going on here? But man, I had a great time when I was younger. I used to try and make it my mission to get there on a regular basis, man. Just like, you know, whenever you have an HBCU experience, you know, everybody likes to go to homecoming, but just like with homecoming, you like going to the football games, to the classics.
Right.
And just like the CIAA, as soon as somebody say the CIAA, people used to pack their cars about, oh man, we're there. We are there.
Every game is like homecoming, you know. So
yes. Yes.
You got to travel down to play Bowie State. You got to travel down and play Virginia Union.
Yeah.
Winston-Salem, you know, Livingstone, Johnson C. Smith. Man, it's just an unbelievable atmosphere. The pep squad, bands, the hecklers, the crowd on the court. You know, I tell my recruits the same. You know, you got it's like a Rucker game. You know, playing out summer under the lights.
That's a great comparison right there. That's a great comparison.
You're gonna fold under pressure, and you can't handle nobody up in your face on that sideline. This might not be the place.
Not the place for you at all.
We're looking for gamers that can handle the pressure. And that's the first thing you see when you walk into my office. Can you handle the pressure with the CIAA tournament in the background?
Yeah.
So they know what they're signing up for. They say, Coach, I'm ready. I can handle the pressure. And we throwing them in the fire. You know, when we getting prepared with that environment, when we go and play these Division Ones to try to get us prepared for conference play.
So now I got another interesting question for you. Mm-hmm. Have you guys turned out any overseas pros yet?
We had a couple years ago, Amani Clark. That was actually my first year. She went and played professionally for 2 years, and then she actually came back and started working at the Charlotte Bobcats arena. That would be her when we came down to the tournament. One of our alums actually working in the facility. Right now, Kwanzaa Mary, who's was Player of the Year last year, signed with the agency, and she has a few things lined up on the table for right now. With the COVID situation, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of the leagues are on hold or just kind of like pushing everything back. And so things will open up for her. She's definitely a pro, the best player I've ever coached. And I've told her that, and a lot of people else, I've explained that as well. She's a flat-out sport. You know, she made my job much easier. But she's definitely going to be a pro here soon, just trying to look for the right opportunity for her. Got some calls for some other athletes that actually was just like, you know, Coach, my playing career is over. You know, I enjoyed my 4 years in college. I'm ready to just go to work now. So we have some players that turned down some opportunities as well. But, you know, CIAA, you know, I've coached on the men's side as well, and in the women's side, we've had many pros that came out of this league.
Yes.
You know, NBA, overseas, it's an opportunity. If you're good, you're putting up the numbers, you know, they'll find you. Like Kwanzaa Mary was in Sports Illustrated this past year from Division II, you know, All-American from Division II. So if you're putting up the numbers, you know, she led the conference in scoring and 3-point percentage. You do what you're supposed to do, they'll find you.
And see, this is why, you know, I advocate for bringing you guys on the show, because I want people to understand, like, listen, you know, people say Lincoln, oh, that's CIAA, and they start thinking party at CIAA. I'm like, no, these guys can play. They are real. And on top of that, people understand a lot of the D2 national champions have come out of CIAA on the men's and women's side. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I've always been, I said, man, let me get Coach on the show. You know, even though you're up there in Philly, well, north of Philly, and I'm down here in Atlanta, you know, trust me, there's a load of talent in Atlanta. And I know the way you recruit, you looking for the best one possible. But with that being said, what type of grades do you need to get into Lincoln if you're a student athlete?
You need a 2.2, which is the minimum requirement that we're looking for. We try to look for better prospects that we just don't want to have, you know, no issues academically, you know, and it's really just based off the kid, you know, just hearing their story, hearing their background. I don't have a problem taking a chance on kids. You know, I've taken chances on kids, and you know, somebody gave me an opportunity growing up in, rough city of Chester, and I'm a product, I'm not a product of my environment. I made it
Oh,
out.
you're a Chester guy.
I'm Chester, PA all day.
Okay, okay. Well, with me being from Pittsburgh, Chester was a rival come state time,
I already know. But yeah, I'm born and raised in Chester. And
Okay.
you already know, how our city was rough. And
Yeah.
I know, people need an opportunity and just somebody to believe in them. So I've taken chances on some prospects that had the 2.2s and 2.3s. And by the time they left Lincoln, they were graduating over a 3.1, 3.2. And
Nice.
so, really is not trying to judge a kid off their background, just hearing their story, and their goals that they're trying to reach. That was one of my goals as a coach to get it over a team GPA as a 3.2. And we just finished the semester with a 3.42 this past semester.
Nice.
Was the highest in our department. So we're going in the right direction. I challenged my team actually this morning because the semester started for spring let's try to get over 3.5, this semester. So, that's what we're looking for, all around student athletes that's going to go to class, that's going to have high character that can compete, going to be a great teammate, that don't mind getting out in the community. And we just bring it all together as one big family, and we just try to get it done together.
Okay. And my next question that comes for you, like, do you guys have like internship for your players? And maybe not just for the basketball team, for all. By the time they get to juniors and they're looking to intern to get valuable experience, do they have that at Lincoln?
Absolutely. That's something we're big on as a program. By our junior year, we already have our, juniors and seniors writing their resumes, talking to alums about what they want to do in the future, getting them ready for the career fair, career day that we host. We host 2 each year at Lincoln. And
Okay.
so our juniors and seniors have to get dressed up and be presentable and have their resumes on hand. And it's almost 65 to 70 job opportunities that come in host right there in our gym facility.
Okay.
It's notable alums that are CEOs or supervisors at some of these jobs, and I tell my team all the time, let's go speak with them. You may never know. The hardest part is just finding the job right when you get done. So it might not be a field or interest of you right now, but if somebody can offer you $65,000, $70,000, out of college, you might fall in love with it, after a year or two. But it gives yourself opportunities to have options. One thing I love about Lincoln, and I'm a Lincoln grad. I transferred into Lincoln, and we have a lot more alums that's right there at Lincoln. Lincoln will bring their own people back and give you a job opportunity. I'll have players that had job offers in our admissions office, but they chose to go play overseas. So just depending on the kid, if you do what you're supposed to do, our VPs and administration is keeping a close eye on the talent we have on campus. They feel like this student can sell their story to another student to entice them to come to Lincoln. They want to give you a job opportunity. So,
Okay.
that's one thing I do love about Lincoln. They want to hire within first. But, we do a good job getting our student athletes prepared, just talking to people on Zoom or just our women's basketball alumni. They come back to home games, and I bring them to the locker room to share their stories and, what are you guys doing? And, you should be looking forward to doing this, and just sharing their stories and how to get them prepared for the real world. So those are the type of things we do as a coach.
Well, okay, which leads into, you just brought up a good point. So with you having a program, say my career is over and I want to get into coaching, can I come back and be a grad assistant at Lincoln?
Yeah, that's something we've been working on to try to get our actual grad program connected with our university right now. I have done it where I've had other outsourced people, and they might not have graduated from Lincoln, but contacted me, worked with me before, either in camps or clinics, or some skills and drills that wanted to get into coaching. And, I'm big on character, I'm big on work ethic. So if I've seen you work with me before and you pretty much your social media clean and you don't have no rap sheet, and I just your work ethic. I've given plenty of coaches the opportunity to come be on my bench, where I give them a role of just recruiting, skill development, just the opportunity to learn the business. For our students, we have a few that show interest on wanting to coach, and I'm bringing one back this next year as a student assistant. So definitely is, if you have that opportunity, that passion that wants to be a coach, I definitely present that opportunity. And just one of my seniors this past year, Taylor King, she wanted to be on my team. She contacted me out of high school her junior year, and I just was like, she's so small. I don't know if she can play for me. And she was very persistent and just kept emailing me. And then she showed up at my camp, and I was like, that's the young lady that kept emailing me. And, really didn't dominate at camp. And then it was just like she enrolled at Lincoln. I just can't get away from her. And bringing her on as a manager, where she did that for a full year. And then the next year we had 2 injuries on the team, both guards, where she went from a manager to getting the jersey. And here we are 4 years later. These last 2 years, she was a key contributor to the team, backup point guard, made some big shots in some Division I games, playing rival Bowie State. She got in the game and played 27 minutes off the bench because our starting point guard was in foul trouble. So here she is graduating, 4.0 student. She's in ROTC, so she's getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, doing conditioning and making it back in time for practice. So she's someone that just makes you proud as a coach, and just no excuses. Wasn't on scholarship, was on time for everything, and just our last game, I checked her into the game, and it was just like a perfect ending to her career, where she was struggling with a knee injury this year. She didn't play a lot, and checked in the last minute of the game, and she had the last possession, and she was limping up and down at last minute. She hit a three. We was already up 14, but she hit a three to seal the deal, and that was just like a great story ending for her in her career, and it was just like a proud moment for me. So it's opportunities
hard work right there, man.
There's opportunities out there if you believe in yourself and you put the work in. And I'm always going to share her story because even as a coach, you look at size and just like I really don't have the skill set, but she worked and she competed with our guards each and every year. And after each year, I said, "Look, I'm bringing in a Division I guard. I'm bringing in a JUCO," and she's like, "Coach, I already know the story. I already know what to do." And she just stayed at it and she worked extremely hard. And her time came. And just got to be ready when your number get called.
Man, you know what that is? That's hard.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's hard. And, you just won't be denied. It's like you said, I don't know. And when you have that mentality that you can tell me no, but you can't overlook my grind, at some point that's going to wear off on you. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what she did. But she's going to be somebody that have a great life, great career, whatever she decides to do. Mm-hmm. She's going to come back to the program. She's going to be somebody I use to talk to just our current team, what it takes to be successful and how to build a program. So I'm extremely proud of her. I can't wait for her to finish up with another 4.0 this semester and go on to do, whatever she wants to achieve. But Taylor King's her name, and she's going to be a proud alum soon.
Man, definitely. Congratulations to that young lady. Definitely. I mean, that's a feel-good story. I don't care what program you're at, because, when adversity hits and you refuse to, you refuse to take a no. You just refuse. Like you said, from her junior year, enrolled, and you're like, man, I can't get away from you. But one thing you just said, and especially for any people that are interested in getting into coaching, man, you can get your bones at these camps. Mm-hmm. Am I right? That's where a lot of people get their start at. And, a lot of people, I've been asked, hey, coach, I want to be a grad assistant. Okay, that's cool. But if you want to really network, you need to go to these camps. When I was coming through, it was 5-star. You remember 5-star back in the day. And that's where a lot of good coaches got their start at, And I can't preach enough outside of players wanting to get their grind for coaches. That's where you're going to start to make those connections to get to the next level, whether it be D3, D2, whatever, because you're just trying to get on initially, and then you go from there. Well, I have one last question for you, man. Why Lincoln? If I compare it to a CIAA, a D2, or a low major, because you're right there on that level with low majors anyway. Mm-hmm. If I had those type of schools, I had a Bowie State, I had a Winston-Salem, I had a Fayetteville Tech, because they used to have a good girls team as well. Fayetteville State, excuse me, not Fayetteville Tech, Fayetteville State. And I had some low majors. Why should I come to Lincoln over those schools?
One, you're going to play for a coach that's going to push you, extremely hard. Me and my staff do a phenomenal job with just development, on and off the court. We're going to play a high level schedule. Like I not playing no cupcakes. We didn't have 3 ESPN games this year, one on the ACC network. We're going to play a fun style. We're going to play up tempo. We led the conference in scoring last year. We're going to defend. We're going to trap. We're going to press. I came in to Lincoln as a transfer and was able to get right on the floor. They gave me an opportunity. And like I said, you see the difference from Division I and Division II. Yes, Division I, you're flying and everything is good, but I didn't play as much at the Division I level, and I was unhappy. I was stressed out. So once I did transfer to Lincoln, it was like a breath of fresh air, and that's the opportunities we're trying to create for the Division I transfers that come down a level that is not, don't look at it as you coming down. You're looking for a better opportunity for yourself to compete and play right away. And so it gave me an opportunity to come back and be the head coach. We do a phenomenal job just doing stuff, on and off the court as a team. We're going to have fun as a team. We do a lot of team bonding and just, doing fun activities like going bowling, go-kart riding, NBA games. Took them to Maryland, South Carolina game last year. So we're going to do a lot of things outside of basketball that's going to help build camaraderie in the family, off the court. So when it's time to get on the court, we're all locked in on the same page and one accord. So you want to play with somebody that's, going to be intense, but hold you accountable, have fun, and help you develop and grow as a student and athlete on and off the court. That's how we approach everything. We're looking for people that want to come in and buy in right away, have fun, and compete at a high level, get some exposure. But that's what we're going up against. It's a lot of good schools out here, but I only can sell what I know, and Lincoln will be the place for you if you fit those qualities that we're looking for.
Now, as a parent, I do have another question as a parent. And, as you know, every parent wants to see their baby play. Do you guys have a streaming network, or does CIAA have a network where you can see every game?
Oh, absolutely. We do have a CIAA network. Some of the games are televised. All the games are normally live streamed on our website. So if you go to schedule and click home game, just click watch live. We have the option to go back and upload everything to Synergy. So if you have a Synergy account, you can go and watch, all the games just as you can go back and watch all the Division I games. So the exposure is there, BSN Network and some other streaming services that come in. Like I said, I was on the men's side where we played rival Bowie, and that game was televised, and the ratings for that game was phenomenal. So it's a lot of CIAA rivalry games where they do Division I numbers when they broadcast. So,
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a learning point there.
We trying to get some more streaming on the women's side, because there's some good rivalry women's games that will be very marketable, on TV as well. But what we're doing now is kind of trying to flip flop some of the games. I've been saying that the last couple of years, where the women's game is actually the main event. For guys, really? 5:30, and the women's game is at 7:30. So I think you'll see about 2 or 3 of those a year. I'm starting to see more of those within the last 2 years or so. So the exposure is there. We just got to be ready for it, and we got to continue to win, so we can get even more exposure.
And the reason why I'm asking you these questions is it just has to be brought out, because a lot of people, just excuse me for saying, are ignorant to the fact of what you guys bring to the table. And if you really if you're a parent and if you're a potential prospect as well, it's if you sit down and look at what you guys bring to the table as a high major D2 program.
Right.
People don't understand. And you just said it yourself from your own experience. You came from a D1. You came to Lincoln, and everything worked out for you. What was the difference? I mean, of course, I know facilities, money, but you got a chance to play, like you said, from the door. So if you had to do that again in high school, would you have just said, now, knowing what you know now, you would have went straight D2?
Well, that's a great question. And it's really depending on what you're looking for in the fit. Every kid's dream is to play Division I. I'm not going to sit here and even lie about that. That was my dream. Everybody's dream is to play professionally. When I was being recruited, I had 7 Division I offers. I had a couple of Division III. So it was like financially what works. They're giving me a full scholarship.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I went to Delaware State, and like I said, you growing up and you're watching Duke and Kentucky play on TV, and the coach Delaware State staff sends me a schedule, and we open up with the University of Pitt at #2 in the country,
Yeah.
Wisconsin #3 in the country. We're playing Marquette. We had almost 8 Division I schools that were in the top 25, and I'm coming in as a freshman, and so it's like that's what you're looking for. You're trying to play at a high level. You're trying to compete at a high level. Where some Division I games you're flying. You bigger meal per diem. So it's kind of a hard sell when you can fly to a game and you're playing high majors. But when you do it for a year or two, and it's like, what is my purpose? I'm flying everywhere. I'm staying in luxury hotels, but I'm not in the minutes I want. Do I really want to finish my career as a 4-year person coming off the bench or just playing 5 minutes a game? Or do I want to go be anywhere else? We might not be flying, but we still doing coach buses. And that's one thing I like to do is try to, bring the things to my program that as if we were a Division I. We do a lot of fundraising, doing camps and stuff where my teams can have travel shoes or winter jackets and stuff that you will get at the Division I program. So you come to my program, you get all of that as well because we're going to do a lot of fundraising. We're playing these Division I games to bring money in for our program so we can travel good, eat good, stay in better hotels. And so that's just part of the grind of, myself and my program. We have to be able to accommodate and fill some of these voids that, say you go to a Division I that you're automatically going to get. But like I said, we're here, and now it's apples and oranges. Do I want to go to Division I and sit for 2 years, or do I want to go to a high major Division II and play right away? And we've had some really good high school kids that turned down Division Is because we do a good job selling our program, coming in, they're competing right away at a high level. Whereas, like, do I choose a MEAC school or would rather go to CIAA?
That's a great point right there. That's a great point. I didn't really want to touch that, but in reality, I can't pass that one up. And, if you're talking, okay, I have 2 or 3 MEAC schools or 2 or 3 SWAC schools, and then I have Lincoln University. Again, if we're going to get straight down to it, there's going to be some of those MEAC schools where not only can you beat, but facility-wise, you're going to compete, right? And that's what people don't understand. Every D1 doesn't have, quote-unquote, the facilities. Right. You'll get the shock of your life if you go to some of those low majors. You'll be like, well, wait a minute. This isn't what TV looks like. And you're like, well, welcome to some of the low majors. And then you go to some high major D2s, and you'll be like, man, this is nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you hit it right on the nose, and I've gone to some MEAC, I played it in MEAC, and we've actually played 3 MEAC schools 3 years in a row, and it's not far off. They might play bigger universities where they got to play those guaranteed games, but far as conference play in MEAC and in CIAA, kind of like on the same level. They might get more early qualifier kids and maybe a little bit more IQ, but we're as far as competitiveness is really the same style of play, same level. We do a good job with facilities. We've had some major renovations going on campus. We just got a brand new locker room, state-of-the-art weight room. Our main gym was renovated 2 years ago where they did new floor, new bleachers, new lighting. And actually has been talked about actually renovating for a brand new gym in the next couple of years. So our campus is beautiful, a beautiful campus. And we've got a state-of-the-art wellness center with an indoor track, indoor basketball court, indoor calf in our wellness center, state-of-the-art $1.5 million weight room. So we got great facilities as well. And a lot of people just don't know, until you get on campus, especially just even for Philly. Philly has been a hotbed for recruiting. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those kids feel like I want to go Division I or I'm Division I or even just AAU coaches. And it's just like, just take time and come on a visit. If you're 45 minutes away, take the ride. And you'll be surprised how many shocking comments I've received from parents or even prospects just pulling up on campus, walking in, and it was just like, oh, wow, this how y'all got? What y'all doing? Like? And then we start walking campus, and you go inside our main cafeteria area, which was renovated, and then you see all the food vendors and options you have, and then you go into our student union building. You got pool tables, ping pong tables, televisions where you play field games, a barbershop. So we have all the latest and greatest, but it's just really taking the time to come and visit campus and see it for yourself. And a lot of people will be amazed once they get there and just be like, oh, wow, this is no brainer. It's a no brainer.
Definitely, definitely. Coach Mosley, man, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, man, and welcoming in linking you to the South for people that didn't know. With me being a Pennsylvania guy, it's only fraternity thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I really appreciate this, though, just being able to share, Lincoln University, my program. Any questions anybody have, definitely can email me or, contact me on social media. But this was great, and I appreciate your time, Dave.
Okay, no problem. So what I'll do is I'll definitely put out your Twitter information for any people that want to get in contact with you. And again, man, definitely appreciate you, brother. This won't be the last time you be on the show, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Anytime. Just contact me. You know how to reach me.
Yes, sir.
For the people watching, Twitter and Instagram is at DMoselu, DMOSELU, DMoselu.
Got you. And again, man, like I said, I thank you for coming and just giving us about 30, 35 minutes of your time, man, just to put the CIAA on the map. I mean, even though it's already there, man. And we'll be talking to you soon, man. You take care, okay?
All right, you too. Stay safe.
All right. Definitely, Coach Mosley's doing big things up there at Lincoln U, man. I mean, whenever I mention Coach Mosley's name around, circles within the country, they're like, oh, yeah, he's doing big things up there at Lincoln. And definitely shouts out to him for what he's doing out there. Our next guest, my guy, Coach Hood. What's going on, man? You're on mute, man. You're on mute.
Oh man, doing good. Sorry.
Oh man, you good?
Better the view, but no, I'm doing well, man. Just out here enjoying the San Antonio weather.
Okay.
About 300 days a year, so we're good down here.
Okay, I see you guys are well into your season, doing some things. How's the season going for you, man?
It's been all right. We've been a little bit up and down, but we're 7-1 at home, and unfortunately, we've been struggling a little bit on the road. I mean, it's the home cooking. We've had a lot of that. But we got to translate that to the road, and it's just been a couple possessions here or there, like a lot of games. It's a few plays it comes down to, and you got to make them to win.
So you guys are in Conference USA, right?
Yes.
So man, I mean, and that's no conference to sneeze at, definitely.
No, not at all. I mean, it's 14 teams, covers 10 states, and a lot of proud basketball programs in it. And you see it a lot, and we. Every week we get a game on, CBS College Sports. We get games on ESPNU. We've already been on ESPNU this season. So it's definitely a big time program, big time conference with big time programs. So it's a challenge night in and night out.
Definitely. And Memphis are they still in Conference USA?
No, Memphis is actually in the American Conference now.
But they used to be in Conference
some of the teams
USA, right?
Split, and some went to the American Conference, and some Conference USA, and we're one of the teams that got added to Conference USA. We've been in for it's our seventh season.
Seventh season. Got you. Now I know UAB is in there.
Yes,
one of the kids from Atlanta, Terrell Art, is over there now. I just recently had a knee injury, so he's out for the season. But I know you guys had an eye on him, to see what he could do.
Yes.
But for people that don't know Coach Hood, his name is labeled as Mr. Analytics. He's huge on analytics, and that's how I got to know. I was like, boy, this guy got numbers like the back of his head. So tell me how you use analytics into what you do at UTSA.
Well, basically, analytics is, again, it's a term that's the hot topic right now. But I mean, again, basically, it's just using data and information to gain an advantage. And then people always talk about analytics. Some people are pros, some people are against it. But again, if you look at a stat sheet at halftime and you make adjustments based on that stat sheet, that is the base form of analytics. So a lot of people say, oh, I hate analytics. It's all stupid. It's all crap. Well, when you look at that stat sheet, you say, well, we got to stop doing this, this, and this. Well, you didn't see that during the game. You're gonna, or did you not see that, or you didn't know you had, that many turnovers based on how many shot attempts or who's scoring and who's doing what. And again, it's all of it is to help you gain advantage to win. And again, we at UTSA go into a little more depth. I myself, use, some more statistics that I feel that are important. to help us win. And that's all. That's the bottom line, trying to produce wins.
Definitely, definitely. So we're going to touch into UTSA a little bit. What's your roster looking like this year? Are you senior heavy? Are you young? Tell me some more. What's going on with them?
We have 3 seniors.
Okay.
So we're, but two of them are going to be, one is already the all-time lead scorer. The other one will end up, knock on wood, I can't predict, but right now he's 3rd all-time lead scorer with
Wow.
potential to be 2nd all-time lead scorer if he continues to perform, the way he has over his career. So we do have the basically the 1 and 2 all-time leading scorers who are seniors. And then we have, we've gotten to the transfer market. So we have some transfers that are helping us. Again, it hurt us a little bit because, we had a shortened preseason non-conference.
Yeah.
So they weren't able to get as much run. We had one had COVID type symptom, so it's like, so you're dealing with that. You're trying to incorporate new pieces and then integrate them with established pieces. So again, it kind of got us off to a slow start, but I think we're, finally we're on a little winning streak now. So finally kind of finding our footing, and we're at the heart of our schedule. So it's the time to do it.
Now, I got 2 questions I want to ask. The first one is, I see you guys are playing back-to-backs. How is that? And tell me some more about that, because I looked at the schedule. I was like, are they playing 2 games at the same arena, or are they playing and then they're going right to a home? Is it home and home, or how's this working?
No, it's very, very unique. It's almost like the old D League. I know they call it the G League now, but kind of the D League schedule where you play at the same site back-to-back days.
Okay.
So it's and we're 2 senior guards that play 35 minutes a night. So then they're playing back-to-back 35 minutes a night.
Yeah,
so so it does put a little bit of strain on them. But again, that's why they came. They're big time players and they want to play in big time games, and having those back-to-backs is very unique. And it's been a lot of weird scores. Again, it's been a lot of splits, not a lot of sweeps. Because you don't have a lot of time to make adjustments. You just basically you're just going night 2. It's about heart and dedication and basically just sticking to your principles.
Definitely. So, okay, with those 3 seniors and I'm just the outsider looking in, and these are your all-time leading scorers, I would have to say you're going to be bringing them back next year.
I wish that was the case. They'll have some professional opportunities and
oh, wow. Okay.
They don't come from they come from humble beginnings. So when guys do that, they've been in college. They didn't transfer on us. They've stuck it out. They've done their part. And this season, we have an opportunity to compete, at a high level, and that's what they wanted. Since this season is going for us, I know other schools and some divisions are not playing, but we are playing, and they're getting up shots, they're getting up points. They're still breaking records and helping us compete in Conference USA.
Man, and that's a big time for both of them to be able to have overseas opportunities. That's why you go to a UTSA, or that's why you go to any mid-major to low-major program to say, hey, listen, I can come in here and, as Coach Mosley was saying, it's a fit.
Yes.
And if it's a fit, like I said, you have the all-time leading scorer and the 3rd all-time leading scorer, and both of them are about to go make money somewhere.
Yes, no doubt, and that's all you can ask for, and that's why they came. They'll get their opportunity if there is a NBA summer league or opportunity that they will get some tryouts for NBA teams, and our goal is just get them to the table, and what happens from there. You see guys get undrafted guys may go play overseas a few years and get an opportunity. Some just make a great living overseas, but again, having basketball take you places. That's what we preach to our guys. Use it as a tool, as a vehicle to better your life.
So, Coach Hood, with that being said, I would have to assume UTSA, that isn't a surprise to send a couple kids overseas on a regular basis.
No, not at all. Again, being in Conference USA, being a mid-major program, you definitely have a lot of opportunities to measure yourself against the best. Whether we're playing Oklahoma, or whether we're playing UAB. Again, you're going to be against some big time players. You're going to be on a big time stage, and you're going to get evaluated, and that's what you want. You want to get evaluated, you want to get feedback, and you want to know where you stand. And I think guys at this level want to know that, and there are guys in our league that will play in the NBA, and that's just the facts. And it's Conference USA's produced NBA players over the years, and it's just a fun league and with a lot of good players.
Okay, my next question, and I know you, but this is just, we're going to talk recruiting strategy and just the wave of how things have been going lately. You're going to take a JUCO guy, you're going to take a post grad guy, you're going to take an international player, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And with COVID being the way it is, if I'm a high school guy, technically I'm fifth in line, right?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay. If I'm not a 3 or 4 star guy, yeah, of course I'm going to move up the gravy line a little bit. But in reality, most programs are looking for older, more experienced kids, right?
No, that's true. No, that's a strategy that is heavily adopted amongst Division I college basketball. And
Yes.
with this transfer rule going into tact and transfers having their first transfer, allow them to be immediately eligible, it will affect all the above what you just mentioned. It will affect the high school kids. It will affect junior college kids. It will affect post grad kids. So
Yeah.
it definitely will have a ripple effect across college basketball, because you just take a look at the grad transfer. How valuable were they? Because they were eligible immediately. And
True.
now you're saying everyone's going to be under that quote unquote, immediately eligible category, their first transfer. So it'll definitely have an impact on high school kids. I think it'll make them make decisions quicker because, again, right now we don't know, because that transfer portal has not populated, a lot yet. But as the season keeps rolling on, as some people's seasons end, you'll see that things start to populate, rapidly. And there'll be, oh my gosh, 1,500 to 2,000 transfers, I'd predict.
Yeah, because we're at 13 right now.
Exactly. So I'm saying, so it's definitely going to affect, it's going to affect high school kids, going to affect junior college kids. And I think the next step is going to start being combines in the summer for transfers. I mean, again, it's going to, it's going to be heavily affected. It's going to be the wild, wild west is what we predict. And it's, it's a dangerous and slippery slope, because sometimes you don't know what you're getting. But in any case, in recruiting, no one always gets it right. So there's not an exact science. You're going to hit, you're going to miss. Some people's going to be better than you think. Some people aren't. So it's definitely a strategy to get older. And they do highlight the ones that are successful. They usually don't highlight the ones that aren't.
So, okay. Now, which you just brought up leads into with the way things are going right now, the trends. And the trends are, like you said, yeah, unfortunately, high school kids are going to have it rough. Well, you know what that means? That means post grads are going to get a lot of cream in the crop, and then you're going to start seeing some pop-up shops as well. And how do you deviate that? Because I've seen some colleges go after some post grad kids, and they end up being and I'm not naming no post grad because I just wouldn't do that, but they end up in a post grad let's just say that they're not certified or they don't have their classes in order. So you really like this kid, and with you liking this kid, what ends up happening when you see his transcript, you're like, wait a minute, you need to go to JUCO because you can't come here right away. Yeah. So how are we going to, as a basketball community, solve this problem?
Oh, that's a can of worms right there. But I think just if you're getting recruited Division I by someone, I would have them evaluate my transcript. That would be the first step. So then they can let you know whether or not they're on track, whether they're not on track, and what you really need to get NCAA Division I qualified. Because again, sometimes these schools don't even know what you need. And if you don't know what you need, then then they're looking at you and you're looking at them, they're looking at you, and no one knows anything. They just want to get, good players for their, post-grad program so they can be, successful and have an opportunity to win some games. So the first order of business would be, if you are getting recruited, or if you have some friends, or even just people knowledge of what a college transcript, being college eligible should look like, you should definitely tap into those resources. And if kids ask us to do it, we have no problem. We have resources, being, a Division I school to do that, and to let kids know, hey, you're one math short, you need to do this, this, and this, or you need to, replace this with that, and have an opportunity to get them qualified.
Okay. Now, and let's just say, from your perspective, out of convenience, wouldn't it be a lot easier if there was some type of database where you could just look at post grads that had kids that were at certain? Do you entertain that, or would most D1s, because that's cutting out some of the legwork for you, right?
No, it definitely is, and it borders on a lot of the recruiting services that we already get. Like we get, we pay for recruiting services, and a lot of those are provide information for us, and they just give us the nuts and bolts of it, so I don't have to dig through someone's transcript to know if they're eligible or what they're, what it looks like. So it would be, yes, that would be a tool and resource that we definitely would take advantage of, because, we're on the front end of it, though. We definitely get people's transcript analyzed, kind of first things first. I know some people don't. Some people never see that thing, and they just, take people's word for it. But we've been, everyone has, as you've been, been in college coaching for a while, and you get burned a couple times, and then you make sure you look at that transcript to make sure that you're not wasting your time, because that's one of the things that you can't do is waste time.
Definitely, especially in this day and time, and as competitive as recruiting is, you need to know, is the kid eligible? What's his likes? Is he a UTSA style kid? Because what also I'm seeing that I don't really think highly of is some kids are just taking D1 offers and they don't even fit that style of play.
No, it's crazy, and that's why I'm a numbers guy, like you mentioned. But everyone's going to tell you they play fast, shoot a lot of threes. Like it's because it rolls off people's tongues, and it's unbelievable when you do dig into it. You're like, wait a minute, that's not how they play. And all these streaming services. Again, we have a lot of games on ESPN Plus. The games that aren't nationally televised. So again, you have to pay for that app, but it's something that you can pay for. Whatever. I think it's a $5 a month subscription. You can watch and see, and I encourage people, obviously with COVID, some people aren't allowed fans, but getting out and seeing a practice and seeing a game, like that's the best way to get a feel for, what the school and the university are actually telling you what they do and what they actually do.
Exactly. Now, so what I really want to touch on really quick is, this comes to parents, basically. And when it comes to parents, of course, all parents, a lot of times they're just looking at Coach Hood seems like a really nice guy and he seems stand up. So we're going to trust his word. Wouldn't you think we're at a point where parents have to be just as involved in their kids' recruiting instead of letting it say, well, I'm going to let my baby decide, and your baby's 18 or 19 or 17. He's just feeling his way out here. So a lot of times, he doesn't know, left from right, or, he's just getting his way in the world. And like you said, and I know you do a great job of recruiting, but, if it comes down to UTSA or a UAB or a Louisiana Lafayette or something to that extent, and I'm trying to decide what's the best fit for me, I'm just going to be honest, because I'm going to take it from my experience as an 18-year-old who got to find women.
Yeah. It definitely, and you can tell, what parents, you get kind of a feel what parents are involved in a kid's recruitment.
Yeah.
And normally when you ask, again, I make a point to ask the kids, hey, should I talk to your mom or your dad or your uncle or whoever, who's going to be influential in this decision, for you. But you can tell, like a lot of the times when you ask them, do you have any questions? And most kids say no.
No.
Again, because they're, again, it's easy to get blinded by, things in the peripheral, things that at the end of the day don't matter, like the arena, the locker room, the team, the
clothes,
the girls, the campus. At the end of the day, if basketball's not going well for you, it's probably not going to be a good experience for you. And that's what a lot of people, I feel like, make decisions based on their eyes and not their heart.
Exactly.
So you set yourself up for a rough outing potentially, and you're trusting a lot of people. And again, things that we do that separate us is all of our practices are open. So again, Dave, you come down right now. Obviously, COVID is different, but in a normal year, you can come to any one of our practices. You can come shoot around. You come to game. You want to come we just lost by 20. We're not going to tell you can't come because we're going to be the same people every day. So we don't have anything to hide. We have administrators at our practice. We have students at our practice. We have little kids at our practices. So it's like, but that's something that allows, we're allowing more access and a lot of people don't. But it's part of our culture, is part of who we are as people, is if I can't coach you in front of, say if we let parents come to practice, if I can't coach a kid in front of their parents in a way that is not, it can be demanding but not demeaning.
Yeah.
What are we really doing?
Exactly. So if I'm trying to, so if you're recruiting me, where do my grades need to be to get into UTSA?
Well, I know it's, always, generic, and you can say, you need a 2.3 and,
it's a sliding scale. Yeah.
You the sliding scale and doing that. But again, your playing ability does factor in. I mean, we're if you're going to take a kid that barely made it, then he better be worth the resources we have to put forward for him to be successful. Gotcha. So, you can't just do the bare minimum. Now, again, if you're 6'10", 6'11", I'm not, hey, sometimes it's harder for this. Coach, the teacher's picking on you too tall, but normally we like guys to have about a 2.7, kind of just, again, because the more we're doing that, the less we're coaching basketball. The more we're chasing people to class, the more we're chasing them to study hall, the more we're making sure they're doing homework on the road and things like that, the less we're focusing in on basketball. So we do like to have, for the most part, self-sufficient, guys in that arena. And again, I'm not telling you to be Einstein, but just have, a work ethic. And you can kind of tell because, again, a guy with a high GPA and maybe a lower test score, most of the time those are guys that are diligent and at least get their work done.
Correct.
Guys with the low GPA with the high test score that sometimes they come with the moniker talented but lazy. And those are the kind of guys that can drive you crazy because that they're capable, they can do it. It's just whether or not they're going to be motivated on a day-to-day basis to do what we're asking them to do.
That's a great point, man. Now, what if I'm major-wise, what does UTSA, what are their specialty majors that they really excel in there?
Our best one is cybersecurity. We're number 1 in the country. So again, anytime we're number 1 in something, you want to
do something right. Yeah.
So we do. Again, if we get a smart kid or a kid that's very, very into his academics, and it ranges. You know how it is. Some people love it, and some people just do what they need to do. As a means to an end. But at the end of the day, we want people to get their degree and be able to have that to further them once the ball stops bouncing.
Gotcha. And that's a good point you just brought up. How strong is the alumni to look out for once the ball stops bouncing? Can I reach out to the alumni for an internship or to point me in the right direction at UTSA?
Oh, no doubt. Again, we're heavily involved with our alumni chapters in Dallas and Houston, and it's great because Conference USA has four Texas schools. Yes, El Paso, UTEP, and it has Rice in Houston, and then we have North Texas in the DFW Metroplex. So we have alumni chapters, there. They come to the games, they tailgate football games, they tailgate basketball games. So we have a strong presence there. We also have one in Austin. So it's really Texas centric right now. UTSA is a newer university. We, just recently turned 50 years old. So, you think about a lot of these universities, built in 1862. Again, we were in 1969. So we are a newer university, but we've been able to, grow it to 32,000 students. And, we're the 7th largest city in the country. So, again, you're not going to ignore, the University of Texas, San Antonio. It's just a newer school. So sometimes, UTSA may not ring a bell to everyone across the country yet.
But like you said, the things that can draw you to UTSA, like you said, it's the 7th largest city in the country. So obviously there's going to be things to do. There's 32,000 students. That I didn't know. I didn't know UTSA was that big, man.
No, it is. I mean, our players never complain about being bored. It's crazy, because Conference USA has, has a bunch of schools, and some of them are in smaller towns. You look at. Again, I don't want to, sometimes that's what people like. I'm not saying, one's right, one's wrong, but sometimes the smaller towns will have a Walmart and
that's it.
one little McDonald's, and we're sitting here with, Papados right across the street, so we just have some options, and it's refreshing, that guys have that, and UTSA is tucked away on the northwest side of the city. So it kind of gives you a, upper middle class area that the school's in, and you can venture. Our football team plays downtown, which is about 20 minutes. So it's a great experience. Again, it's a lot of stuff to do. You got the River Walk, and it's just a lot of stuff going on. Six Flags is right across the highway from us. So
Wow.
again, there's always stuff to do. Guys never complain about being bored, and also distractions though. With that, again, it's
that's
a lot of
true.
stuff trying to pull you out of the gym, and that's not where we want you. We want you to be in there.
Definitely. So I like to touch off at the end of almost every interview, man. UTSA, I mean, like you said, you got Rice, which is high academic. You got the other Texas schools that are attractive. You got schools in 10 other states, as you said. What's going to make my sell on UTSA make it, this is the place for me?
And we always say it's going to be the people, and that's why, a lot of the kids go to the schools that they go to is because of the coaches, man. It's the coaches, it's the atmosphere. And again, what makes us unique is we're going to be who we are every single day. We're going to let your parents to practice, we're going to let your high school coach to practice, let your AAU coach to practice. Again, we're welcoming people in because we have nothing to hide. And it's not saying that anything's right or wrong, but we're also 80% positive. So again, we think if we put a confidence, you'll play better. And again, that's one way to do it, but it just makes us unique. It sets us apart. And so we're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna play fast, and we have metrics to back that up. We're gonna shoot a lot of threes. We have metrics to back that up. And it's just us being crystal clear about who we are.
Yeah.
And that should be, you're gonna know what you're getting into. So there's gonna be no trickeration. We're not the best salespeople. We're not gonna sell you a dream. We're not gonna show you a bunch of shiny buildings, but we're gonna tell you how you fit into what we do and how we're gonna treat you. And we're gonna allow people to monitor us and hold us accountable of what we told you was gonna happen at UTSA.
Nice. One thing I can say about you, man, since the time we've met, I mean, it's going on, almost a year now. Time flies.
Yeah.
You've always been a good guy. And the funny thing about it, as we're doing this interview, I'm getting a text saying, Hood is the real deal.
I appreciate that. I'll send that check over to whoever sent that to you. I know. Got a lot of promoters. You can pay for promotion ads on these apps. So
Listen, man, in all honesty, that's a prospect's mom that said that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and whenever I get those type of texts, and, I co-sign on that all day, if it was my kid going to UTSA, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, he's a great guy. He's definitely a great guy. You're getting a good education, and I would trust you with my child. So when I say that in all sincerity, man. Outside of us having a great conversation and, talking in, from time to time, I see you guys as a great up-and-coming program, and outside of being an up-and-coming program, for you guys that are looking to play pro or, you're looking for a higher level, UTSA is that fit.
Yes.
And guys need to pay that attention because, as I know, people are looking for Texas. They're looking for Baylor. They're looking for Texas Tech. They're looking for Oklahoma in those areas, or even like a New Mexico. And I'm like, man, do you really want to go there and be unhappy, and then you're in the transfer portal? And I continue to harp on that, man. Find that fit the first time so you're not one of these 1,300 people right now and saying, hey, I'm in San Antonio having a great time around good people, a good program, and I'm doing me and I'm happy. That makes sense, right?
Yes, no, it definitely does. And that's what we always tell kids, again, we're not pushing religion on anybody, but most of the time you can feel it in your gut. And some people make decisions and don't even have a good feeling about it. And that's the crazy part about it is you make that decision and then you're up that night because you don't really know if that's the right decision.
Yeah.
So it's something that, we want guys to opt in. We're again, we're a little bit different. We're not just going to place a whole bunch of pressure on you and make you, now we do have certain things and then we have certain, time periods we have to get stuff done by. But, we just don't have the high pressure, sales tactics that some people, not saying they don't work, but we just kind of let people, have the feeling to opt in and feel good about it. You should feel good about your decision. And when you do that, a lot more times than not, it does work out for you.
Yes, definitely. Coach Hood, man, as always, man, we can talk till 9:30, 10 o'clock, man, as some of our other conversations with some of the other fellas and other coaches, You know how that is.
Yep,
And
no, I understand. No, it's. I mean, again, you know how it is, Dave. But
yeah.
yeah, sometimes like pulling teeth, where it's like a interrogation. You know, that's what we have to do. Some recruits don't talk, so again, it's like an interrogation. What'd you today? How'd you? You know, so it's great when it flows back and forth, and when you meet people and run across people like that, it's
Yeah.
a lot easier to feel comfortable with them. Number one, because again, they let their guard down and just be themselves. It's not
Exactly.
It's not rigid. It's not rigid, not forced. It's not every answer seems like it's. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Political.
Like well, San Antonio Tech. I'm reading off bullet points or anything like that. But no, you do a great job, Dave. And again, you're a good resource and you keep it real. And that's what a lot of people don't. They dance around and they don't want to say that, hey, high school kid. Yeah, it's true. High school kids make it. It's going to be different for them. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be the cure all, but it's going to be different for them. And the fact that you're telling kids this now. And not wait until the 2,000 transfers are in there, and then they're looking funny, they're looking weird. They don't take.
You probably just scared some parents tonight with that estimation of 2,000, but it wouldn't be off. And that's just in all seriousness, it would not be off because, like I said, if it's at 1,300 and the season's not even over, and first live period's already dead, and the second one is dead too because, and you correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to August 31st for dead period, right?
That's what that now that I haven't heard that to that extent right now. Not, again, you hear stuff, but that's not official yet.
It's not official yet.
Not official. That is not official. They're still telling us in April we may be able to go out. I highly doubt that, but they are telling us that there's an opportunity that we could potentially go out in April. And if that does happen, I'll be elated because again, some of these 22s, and that's twofold too. You read on Twitter like, oh, I can't tell anything. Well, if you watch enough highlight tapes, you can tell if a kid can play.
Yeah,
so it's not all highlight tapes are bad, and you could actually get a feel for a kid's game through a highlight tape. That is when people say highlight tapes are all. That is not true. That's not true. Like you can tell buckets from stuff that's going to translate from things. You
still want to get eyes on them. I mean, like you said, you can tell they can play, but you still want to get some eyes on them because you want to see that other stuff. You want to see how they are on the bench. You want to see all that other stuff, and you put me on to a lot of that stuff that what you guys are looking for. And I was like, oh, man, I didn't think about that, until now I walk out this time and I'm at high school games. Oh, he's right there. Oh, that guy.
It's unbelievable. Some of the things that, you pick up, doing this thing. And obviously you've been an evaluator. And there's two different things too, being an evaluator and being a good recruiter. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
But, again, I know you're on the evaluation side. So you've been able to see some of the things that hold kids back, from being, where they would like to be. And there's a reason why people are at UTSA, no offense to anyone here, but, and sometimes it's because your role would be different at a higher level. Not that you can't play there.
No, and exactly, but
so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
exactly, man, and that's where we got to get that mindset out. Like if you're at UTSA because you're a scorer, that means you're not an elite scorer. Go on with that, man. That's not the case. So you're telling me that check at the NBA is going to say you weren't an elite scorer because you didn't go to Duke and you put up 2,000 points at UTSA? What are we talking here?
Yes, and it's just unbelievable. But it's just a different level of access and just a different level of notoriety at some of these other places. And again, sometimes people get blinded by things that at the end of the day don't matter. We always say, when you're looking, most time you can tell how the kid's experience is. If you look at that last number in the stat sheet, and it's changed now, but it used to be minutes played. And so most time you see that minutes played column and it's, that thing saying 25, 27, 31, most of the time that kid, for the most part, is going to be happy.
Yes. Oh,
like for the most part, but I've seen kids transfer with those that too. So again, it's not a cure all be all, but most of the time if you're playing and you're, able to, play your game, unquote, you're having a good experience at said university.
Definitely. Well, Hood, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. So one thing I wouldn't mind you staying in the background because our next segment is kind of dear to me, especially with it being 2021. It's our unsigned segment. So we do unsigned high school, we do unsigned JUCO, we do unsigned post grad as well. And some of the kids have gotten offers already. We had one kid that we featured early, Virginia Tech guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh well, And
I know.
he's from Texas too.
Man.
Yeah, you missed out on that one. Jaquan Scott is a monster.
Well, sometimes when kids get to a certain level, again, it's about not wasting time. Like it's only a matter of time. That's happened too. Like like Andrew Jones went from a nobody to a McDonald's All-American. Well, yeah, I knew about Andrew Jones, but I was like, it's only a matter of time. I'm not going to sit here and call him every day. And it just is what it is. But no, we definitely like to know of these kids and. For sure. I mean, again, I'll definitely stay in the background. And
I appreciate that, man. And you hit it on the head because Jaquan Scott, when I saw him, I was like, oh, yeah. So first of all, when I saw him, I was thinking, why is he here?
Yes.
But then the next thing, like I say, he worked out his things and he's good to go. And his stock took off.
I know Jaquan Scott. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, BFW kid. Yeah, no, he's definitely super. And I can't speak on athlete, so I've had. I'm aware. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm aware. So kids all across the country.
Definitely, man. Man, I appreciate you, man. We'll be talking a little bit later on because I got some good news for you coming up next year, and it's definitely some things we want to talk about. But man. Again, man, I always appreciate you, man. Even if it's a small text, we talking for 5-10 minutes, or if we hop on the phone and talk on Sundays for about an hour and a half.
No doubt. No, I appreciate it, David. You've always been, and I appreciate you for sending kids that are of caliber to play in Conference USA, and that's, and that's respecting.
Yes.
Anybody's time.
Exactly. And, I want to keep my name right too, man. You're like, oh, come on, Dave.
Exactly. And that's why you've been able to. That's why it's easier to answer your calls because I know it's legit and I really really do appreciate that because you can never have enough eyes out there and enough street sweepers out there giving you tips.
I appreciate it, man. Well, you have a good one, man. Stay in the background because, like I said, we got some 22s that you may be texting and say, "Hey, who's this kid?"
For sure. No, I want them to be excited about my text about UTSA too. Don't take 2 hours to text me back, man. I know you're with your phone, so get that UTSA text. Hey, we play on national TV too, so don't.
They do. I'll co-sign on that. They definitely do, man. Hey, man,
appreciate it, Dave.
Man, you take care, man. We'll be talking soon, man. All right.
All the time. Take it easy.
Take care, man. All right. Coach Hood, definitely my guy there, man. And outside of being a great coach, man, he's a good man and he's a good guy, period, man. If there wasn't basketball involved in this, that would be a person I would still be good friends with, hands down. Definitely one of those type of guys. We're going to roll into our next segment. Like I said, it's always big to me, and I got one of my guys coming in as usual. Juke, what's going on, man?
We here, Mr. Jones. How everything going?
Man, I'm just trying to make it, trying to be big time like you, man.
We getting there. I just say that. I'm gonna tell you, we getting there. We trying to get there anyway.
Hey, man, the grind is real, man. You already know.
Facts, big old facts, man.
Man, so it's that time of the night. Our unsigned hype. Girls, boys. Juke always let you kick it off, man, because I know you got some killers.
Oh man, trying to figure out where I want to start at today. It's just that many.
Okay.
But, I think the first one I'll talk about will be Justin Mincy out of Evans High School, man.
I love that kid. I love that kid.
Justin Mincy is a big time leader, man. High IQ point guard too, and he loves to play defense. Big on that, man.
You know what, Juke? And the travesty and all this. If Justin Mincy was 6'2" or 6'3", you wouldn't even be putting him on the show. But his heart is next level.
Yes, very much so, man. And he's leading. I think Evans is number 2. They lost to Grovetown though.
Oh, did they?
Wow.
Yeah,
but man, this kid is different. I seen him play the last 2 years. and he's always been one of my favorites. I watched a lot of him when I was watching film on Christian, so I got a
Okay.
chance to really see him move the ball and pass, and because he facilitated the ball a lot, and he's doing it a lot now, but he can score too.
Yeah, but he can score. That's what really caught my attention. I love the fact that he's a floor general, but he will break you down and score too.
Exactly, and then you got to think too. He's played with two high-profile guards.
Yeah.
With Christian, and then he's playing with Rashard now.
Yeah.
And he still finds his way to impact the game in some kind of way. So, like,
Jude,
for me,
Jude,
coaches got to get on him.
Jude, why is he one of my favorites, Jude?
He's a lefty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This kid is good, man. I'm hoping coaches give him an opportunity. He's one of those small guards. Like, man, I like him, Jamal Taylor, and Trey Green. To me, man, those guys are very, very. They're gonna impact the team for somebody somewhere. Those 3-point guards, they're gonna be a problem, for real.
I like him, man. Like I said,
look at him. It would be crazy if and I'm gonna tell you who. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not saying that he should go prep, but I'll give you a person. He'll work at Middle Georgia Prep.
Who? Mincy?
Yes.
I can see it off the style that Tribby runs. He definitely fits that style. Yeah.
Yes. And that's why. That's why I say that, because he can do the type of stuff that Tribby wants his point guards to do, and he still can facilitate the ball.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, even with him not being the prototypical size, man, look at what we're watching here, man. He can get to the cup. He can knock it down from deep. He can run the offense. And he put that on display at Lemon Street, hands down, because he put on a show.
Yep. And he loves to play defense. Like he doesn't shy away from guarding anybody, no matter how big they are. He leaves it all on the floor. So
I like him, man. I really like him.
I like him a lot. So I'm
he's
big.
tough. Like I said, the only downside with him, Jude, God didn't see it fit for him to be 6'2" or 6'3", or like I said, you wouldn't even be showing him right now.
But he put something in him that you can't coach, and that's hard.
That's true. He put that heart in him, hands down.
You can't deny that. So for me, like I think when I always call kids steals, so I know people always be like, "You always say it's a steal," but I ain't never really been wrong.
Jude, listen, I very rarely contest that, bro. And yes, for him, he's a steal, and he made it known. When he came to Atlanta, he left Atlanta with people saying, man, who is that? Yep. The three of them, that trio together left and actually it was
really four.
It was four. I'm sorry, it was four.
Jason James, Rashard, Justin, and the Story Kid. The Story Kid was the surprise.
Which one's the one that's a junior?
That's Brayson James.
I like him.
On the corner.
Yeah, I like Brayson James. I like him, man.
Brayson James does all the dirty work. A lot of people, but he can shoot it, and he's athletic, and he has a long wingspan too. So
next year will be his year, Jude. Next year will be his year to step up and take one of these roles that the seniors have.
Yep, but he's gonna be good, man. So that group of kids they can make a run, man, but I got a feeling that it's going to be a battle with them in Grovetown again. So,
coming out of that region,
coming out, and you still got Heritage out of there too. But I'm gonna keep an eye on them. But let's see. Hopefully, we can get coaches on Josh, man, and get his recruiting going. But man, I seen this kid on Twitter. And I'm always looking, but Makai Carter out of Archer High School, 6-foot guard, man, with a 4.3 GPA. And man, one thing about it, like what stood out about this kid is under his highlight, it has 94 feet of pressure. And I like that. I like that. Any kid that's a dog on defense, you gotta love it,
Mm-hmm. All over him.
Yep, and he got a high IQ, man, high IQ type guard too. And again, if you love to play defense, then I'm big on you anyway.
Yeah.
And he's one of those kids that play. He just plays the game hard, man. I had to watch a couple of highlights on him. But and then you playing in a big division like at Archer, so
Yeah.
you're gonna be in a dogfight every time.
Oh, you got to bring it because that's what Norcross and all them now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Vision.
With the realignment, I think it is.
Look at the defense. It's tough.
Mm-hmm. Don't turn your head or it's gone.
And if you can play high pressure defense like that, then what is Archer 7A?
Yeah, they are.
If you can play pressure defense like that in 7A, then you're gonna be special. You can be somebody. When you know somebody just to have defensive highlights like this on a highlight reel.
But you know what? Like Coach Hood says, when you have an eye as a recruiter and all that, this will turn you on more than somebody that's putting up 35 or 40 a night. Because at some point you're gonna have to get a stop, and this dude's gonna get you a stop.
Look at him. And this is it. This is against Noon. Like,
yeah.
You know, and Noon got high power.
Yeah, they do.
Guys.
That was against Marquavius right there.
And how much Marquavius giving on him? Marquavius like 6'3".
Yeah,
Come on, man. Hey, I'm telling you, that kid can help you win games right now.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. That's definitely a good find there, Jude.
And then I got a Vino Glover out of Collins Hill High School, 6'2" guard, man. I like him. He's tough, real tough no guard. He plays hard on both sides of the floor. And I think this whole season he's averaging 20 points a game, over 20 points a game. So he can score the rock. And I think Collins Hill is they're doing pretty good too.
I'm not sure this year. I haven't paid them any attention.
I think so, man. I think so. I actually met their head coach at a clinic at LOA like a year or two ago. And he was telling me how he had a young group. It was like 2 years ago. And this kid right here can shoot the ball, man.
Okay.
Chris was actually, I found this kid through Chris. I saw his film and Chris was talking about him.
Who, Chris Cameron?
Chris Watkins.
Oh, Chris Watkins. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look at, and I was like, man. And then I kept reading up on him and looking at his film, and they're like, he's averaging over 20 points a game right now. And for one, you know, offensive, I like him as far as that, and I like him on the defensive end too. Most of the kids that I picked today, they not only got it on the offensive side of the ball, but they can really play defense too, really big time.
Yeah, look like you got them lockdown dogs tonight.
Hey, I like your guy out of Cherokee Bluff too.
Who, the 6'9" guy?
Yeah. I'm featuring him on the Underrated Gems.
He can go.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. Man, my next kid is Alex Perry. He's actually out of Port Charlotte, Florida. 6'6", 2022. He's a dual sport athlete. He's getting recruited as a wide receiver for football too.
Okay.
Long athlete, man. And he attacks the rim very hard. Like, he attacks it. You could tell he's getting stronger.
anytime you talk about a Florida kid, you can almost pretty much say they're going to be athletic and they're going to get at that rim.
Mm-hmm. And he's just a junior, so he go get it.
Juke, look like you're doing a good job tonight. Let me see some. Oh yeah. Oh, he in my club. He in my club.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna catch that left. I thought you were gonna catch that left dunk he did earlier.
Yeah, he in my club. I just had to get one more look. Definitely. You know, we gotta stick together. That's lefties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I actually got another kid out of Augusta, Matt Jones, 6'7", high motor kid, athletic, big time rebounder. And if you know about Lane High School, you know that they keep 2 or 3 dollars on their squad. And
so do the
Matt
girls.
Jones is. The girls too. So you can go either or. So Matt Jones is. I don't even think he's getting recruited by a lot of schools. So like he's definitely a steal for a program. 6'7", man, you can't coach 6'7". You can't make a kid 6'7". You can't do that. So like and being from Laney, you know exactly how they coached hard.
Yeah, I like Laney's coach. I like both their coaches, the girls and the boys coach. They do an excellent job. Yeah.
They used to give Morgan. They used to go back and forth with Morgan back in the day.
But that's when Morgan had the killers.
Morgan had Tookie Brown.
Yeah.
Fadeaway, 6'7". If you know, you know, man. If you really know, look at how he move. Look at how he move at 6'7".
Yeah, nice and fluid.
Let's go. And he hit the 3.
And nobody's looking at him? Nobody's looking at him?
I don't think he has anybody. Not right now.
That'll change.
It should change. You know them folk don't be trying to go to Augusta like that, and they should.
And listen, you know, you've been big on outside of Atlanta. I mean, I was somewhat familiar with Augusta, but man, you know, Augusta got some players. They definitely have some players that people need to definitely check out. And you know, that's how all this One Georgia started, Juke, you know, because, you know, some kids was being left out, man. And this dude, I mean, like I said, you kidding me?
Yeah, no schools, none. I'm looking at it. He has nothing. Most kids, you know, he doesn't have anything.
That will change, Juke. That will change.
Let's go. It might be somebody they're trying to hide them, but if they're trying to hide them, I'm sorry. You know, we got to put them on.
I mean, I don't care where they at in Georgia. I don't care if they on the Florida line.
In the mid-range. Stop playing with him. I know who I'm going to send this to because I don't even know if he even know the kid exists. I got to send it to one of my guys, too. And I usually send it to him everything. Yeah, Dre. Hey, I told you, Dre, I was coming tonight. I told Dre I was coming with something tonight.
I like this kid. And for him to have no offers is a crime.
See, I'm telling you, runs the flow well. Look at him push the ball down the floor.
If you watching, young man, come holler at me in the end of February.
Let's go, man. Attacking the rim. Bump. I'm going to take that anyway. He got a pretty. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, before we go show the first part of his highlight. I don't know if it's like before you end it. The first. Hey, wait, Mr. Joe. What would he do? Not that one. That might be it. I thought it was the alley caught out of bounds. Nah, that wasn't it. I think I got another one where he caught the alley out of bounds though. Yeah, that kid tough, man. I'm telling you.
Tough, man. Man, please. And ain't nobody looking at him out of Augusta. Coaches, Augusta is 2 hours east of Atlanta. Y'all need to get down there and see this good for real.
I'll Uber you there now. You ain't even gotta drive. I'll take you there now. And speaking of Augusta, they have another 6'7" kid down that way at Grovetown. Jay Grant. Jay Grant got ruled ineligible because of basically because of a class that he didn't even need.
Man, Juke, you put that out on Twitter, and that tweet has been catching wildfire. Let me just say this, man, before you say anything else, Juke. GHSA, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. I mean, that makes no sense that kid is ineligible at all. At all. Go ahead, man. I just had to get that off, man. When you put that out there, man, and I asked some people, and they were telling me the situation, like if he would have stayed at the other school, he'd have been eligible.
And they did everything the right way. It wasn't even nothing wrong. So that's like,
go on with that. Go on with that.
But I'll actually feature him on the show next week. But if any coaches are watching, check out Jay Grant out of Grovetown. Just him being ineligible is really crazy, but we're going to try our best to do whatever we can to help him out as much as we can because like we always say, it's one Georgia.
Definitely.
So, coaches, if you need my number or you want to talk to Coach Douglas at Grovetown, get with me. But I do have his junior highlights. So whatever we can do to help Jay Grant out, man, let's do that. Even if we could just send it to other coaches, let's do that too.
Definitely.
But, I got two more. I know I've been talking. So I'm going to actually go with Amari Jenkins. He's actually he just transferred to Huntington Prep. And he's actually out of Wisconsin. It's 2022, 6'6", with great upside. And I mean great upside. Very lengthy. And he has all the tools to be a big-time Division I player. And I call that.
Okay. Give me that. Ooh.
Oh, he played with Team Hero, too. Yeah. Just in case them big boys want to see what's going on. We bring some of that on here too now. We bring that thought every time. Every Monday we gonna bring it.
Oh, give me that.
And then guess what? That man just got an offer too.
From who?
Not him. The kid, the Matt kid.
Oh, who offered him?
Oh, I'm gonna let him put it out there. Let me tell him first, then.
Okay.
Oh snap! Yeah, it just when I told you I was gonna send it out.
But Juke, what have we said since we started this? Man, kids are getting offers from this, and that's why we're passionate about this, man.
Exactly. That's why we put kids out. And I like to show kids that go hard. That group that I just put out here, like those guys are going to be special.
Yeah.
They just need the opportunities like a Justin Mincy, like a Makai Carter.
Yeah. Ooh, goodness.
Yes, that's what he do. That's why you see why he going to Huntington Prep. Come on, man. Come on. You find them, and they come, or somebody just sends you stuff. But my last kid, like I've been showing Texas hella love, and I'm gonna say this, Mr. Jones. It's been a lot of kids that I put out here that nobody talks about. And then like 3 months later, 4 months later, 2-3 Division I offers or some NAIA offers, JUCO offer, whatever. Then everybody wants to act like they've been talking about the same kid. Like I'm gonna give respect due to where it's at. It's a lot of people that I do follow that rep a lot of kids, like Sean or you know what I'm saying, just those guys that really put it out there, Kawasi. But this kid, Robert Jennings, I told him he was a problem. He just got offered by Vitek 2 or 3 days ago. And
Okay.
I actually was telling Dre about this kid 2 weeks ago because we tried to put him on. Man, 6'9", no 6'7".
Trying to handle the rock a little bit.
The other kid, the kid that we seen dunking, he was 6'8.5". My bad.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get at you over that half an inch, dude.
Ooh. The left hook. That's you right there, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the family.
Hey man, a lot of this highlight is it doesn't even show just everything this kid can do. It's another one he has. Like, this kid is very, very good. And I see why, and you'll understand why Vitek offered him. And he doesn't even give you the explosiveness stuff that he has on film like you want him to.
Shout out Coach Frazier too.
Oh yeah, Coach Frazier always 100, man. Yeah. Coach Frazier always been a real one.
Yes, sir.
He 2022 also.
Ooh. Oh, now that I thought he was 2021.
Oh, he 2022. So you gotta think he getting a Vitek offer at 2022.
There'll be some more folks calling.
And DePaul, he has a DePaul offer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He can go.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Got you.
And the notebook for him. We locked in.
No doubt. No doubt. Is it my time, Juke?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Well, you know, as always, you know, ladies first, Juke. Ladies first. So I got Maya Cunningham. She's out of Pleasant Grove High School in Birmingham. 4.0 student with a 22 on the ACT, 5'10" forward.
Yeah, I like them big forwards.
Boy, you be killing me with that, bro. But yeah,
I ain't gonna tell you no lie. If I could build a team with 5'10", I believe that's with any coach, but I just love to have a big old team like that, man.
She can knock it down from outside. Nice little shot with her. She's aggressive. And I'm thinking to myself,
she smacked that rebound hard. That's her pushing the ball, right?
Right here. She laid that up.
Oh, okay.
Letting it fly.
Mm.
Give me that. Holla at you. That's her snatching it. Give me that. And one.
Wow.
And Juke, 4.0, and hardly nobody's looking. I'm like, okay, what are we talking here? And this is like the suburbs of Birmingham, bro. Don't worry. That will change, bro. Now, at the very least, high academic D2. At the very least. At a 5'10" forward with a 4.0? Come on, Juke. I know some coaches that are watching right now on the women's side that would be like, let me holler at her. Definitely. My next one, I bucked the trend on this one, Juke. She's a freshman. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She's a sophomore now. She's a sophomore.
Well, you don't put too many sophomores on here.
Yeah. And she's a local. Carmen Fraser out of Druid Hills. 5'11" forward. Man, she's going to be one of the next good ones, man. She just got to keep working on her game. She's going to be straight, man. She's going to be straight. Can knock it down from outside.
Since she was 5'10" too, right?
Yes, sir. Well, she's 5'11" now.
Oh.
And this is her knocking it down from deep. As soon as it keep rolling, we ain't even tripping. Don't worry, it's going through the net.
Mr. Jones said they going through. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I saw it. I'll let everybody know. I'll give them the cheat code on that one. It's going in. Yeah, but she in all honesty, she's very versatile. Very versatile. She can make it happen. She's a sophomore. She's a sophomore
now.
Yeah, she's a sophomore at Druid Hills. We both know, me and Dre both know the men's coach. I don't know the women's coach too tough, but this came across my desk and I was like, oh, dang. I was like, I hadn't even heard of her. And my son goes to school 5-10 minutes from her. I was like, oh, I had to go check her out. Definitely.
Somebody sent you a film?
Yeah. I think it was Druid Hills. Somebody from Druid Hills sent it to me. And I was like, oh, yeah. We get a bunch that comes across. And, we try our best to see everything. When I saw that, I was like, okay. But, and she's right here in Atlanta. That's a hidden gem that we didn't even know about because I haven't even been hearing her name. But my understanding is people are very high on her, very high. We'll try and get that. We'll get that tape for you down the road at some point. But we're going to go into our high school guys. Juke, I know you know both of these. My first one, Madison Durr from Pace.
Oh yeah, bucket. Did I feature him on an underrated gym?
Did you?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, he a bucket. He a definite bucket. He's a 21 kid, 6'5" guard. Definitely plays on a high level. I forgot who Madison played for AAU wise.
I want to say the Timberwolves, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I forgot who he played for, but definite. He played for Express.
Express. My bad. Express.
Man, I'm telling you, I like this kid. I like him. And the word has been buzzing about Madison as well. To be honest, I'm surprised he's still out there, to be honest with you. I'm like, man, by far, he's one of the top unsigned kids in Atlanta. And it looks like we're having an issue with playing Madison's tape with Huddle's giving us a little issue tonight. Huddle, give me a call. Y'all tripping tonight. The next one is Garrison Powell from Holy Innocent. Yeah, everybody know about Garrison. Now, with that being said, Garrison definitely got some people looking at him. So with that being said, what's up, Mr. Smith, man? How you doing, man? We appreciate you. Definitely we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, that's love.
Garrison for you post-grads out, and Garrison is open to post-grads as well. I know for a fact because I've received some mid-majors giving me calls, MAC conference, and to take a look at him, but they're still like, I don't know, but a year of post-grad might take him to that next level. And it's the options on the table post-grads, because we always have post-grads on the show, Juke. So if y'all watching tonight, this is definitely a guy if we don't have any issues with the tape tonight.
I thought somebody had got these kids.
Hey,
I remember seeing him.
Yeah, he a bucket. He definitely a bucket. And you know, man, like I said, a year of post grad, I think will definitely do him right because, like I said, he already got D1 sniffing. To be honest, I mean, brother, whatever you choose, I mean, you know, you're gonna be in good hands. Whatever you decide to do, you know, there's just some people when you look at them and you say, "Hey, man, listen, this dude, he could do stuff." Yeah, and to be honest, Juke, he's gotten so much better in the last 12 to 14 months. He's gotten so much better, man. You know, when I first saw him, I was like, "Oh, he cool." And I saw him again, and you know, as his name started to buzz, and I was like, "Is that the same kid from Holy Innocents?" And they're like, "Yeah." And when I saw, I was like, "Hey, this dude can play. I like him." Next guy up, we got a post grad guy, 6'6", 225, big truckload, Big Sean Rutledge from TLAP.
Catch is 6'6".
Yeah, 6'6", 225. He can move for that size, bro. He can move. Little Barkley.
6'6".
Yeah, 6'6", 225.
Hey, that coach from T-Lap show be finding some guy. He be putting together a little mean squad.
Dude, but here's the thing, Juke. He from Atlanta, bro.
Well, that makes sense right there.
Yeah, he from Atlanta.
Yeah, that kind of crazy.
Yeah, he from East Paulding. But Juke, this is what I be saying. We missing kids like this?
Hold on, this kid right here from Atlanta?
Yes, bro.
Oh, nah, he ain't following me. I don't know him. That's crazy.
Yeah, 6'6", 225, and we missing kids like this.
Oh, and he look like he able to shoot the three.
Yeah, 6'6", 225, knocking it down low, bro, and he can move.
Where's East Paulding?
That's out there by past Cobb County.
Oh, you know, I don't go that far. I'm like Bryce. When they call the stuff like that, that
but it's not that far, Juke. Really, it's not. It's not that. East Paulding is maybe about 30 minutes, if that, from McEachern.
Is
yeah.
McEachern. I see McEachern for.
Hey, Dre Hurd.
Really, but I mean, now that I've been coming a lot, then I mean, it don't really get to me now. But I just never heard of East Paulding, like never. I heard of South Paulding, but I never been to those places.
Hey, but this dude can play, man. Like I said, but Juke, we missing on kids like him. We missing on kids like Perry Robinson. You know what I'm saying? What are we really talking here? What are we talking? We're missing on Jordan Jefferson.
I didn't miss out on Perry. I knew about Perry. But I'm going to tell you. People.
You freezing up, Joe? You there?
Yeah, I'm here listening.
And what were you saying now?
I knew about Perry. I think I know about Perry just because I follow Bryce and Dre.
No. Yes, you know about him now. I'm talking about before he exploded, when he first exploded on the scene, and when he before he even got to Bryce.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And that's how he really got on this. If it wasn't for that, like this kid was skilled, but we was missing him, unfortunately, because he went to Kennesaw Mountain. No knock to Kennesaw Mountain. Shout out to Coach out of Kennesaw Mountain. But Kennesaw Mountain is not a McEachern. It's not a Wheeler. It's not a Pebblebrook. It's not a Norcross. And I'm not saying that you should be punished for that, but you know that region, Juke, in Cobb County. You know what I'm saying? Like T-Lap got 2 kids from Osborne. And one's going to Georgia Southwestern, and one is going to an Horizon League school that didn't have anything coming out of high school.
I know. I ain't surprised though. I ain't surprised at all. Not me. And I just learned about Osborne by just because I've been hearing Dre talk about it. I never knew about Osborne. Not until, and I just found out that's where Zacco's at.
Yeah.
The whole time I've been thinking Zacco was somewhere else, and I didn't even know he was at Osborne.
At South Cobb, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still learning, but it's the same with me learning about the places by you guys.
Yeah, we learned about Morgan County. We learned about definitely.
So
definitely,
I'll take that.
Yeah. One last one for the night. We got a JUCO guy from Fayetteville Tech, man. Greg Jones from Fayetteville Tech out in Fayetteville, North Carolina. 6'2" guard, man. I like him.
Oh, he got a little size on him too.
Yeah, he got some size, but he can move, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh. He got that old man guard game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, if he's at Fayetteville Tech though, he can coach real good. I think Coach McCain's the assistant coach down there. Yeah,
Coach McCain's he real good dude, man. He's the one that sent them to me, and he sent them to me, and my homegirl put him on to me, and I was like, oh man, who is this dude?
Oh, like he got moves.
Yeah, he's smooth, man. Are you kidding me? See, people will sleep on somebody like that, man. A 6'2" guard, man, I'm sure there's some CIAA schools and some D2 schools out that way, UNC Pembroke, and the rest of them, man, y'all better get up on him for real. Definitely better get up on him. Man, that's all I had for tonight. I got some shout outs, definitely some shout outs I want to give. Definitely want to give a shout out to Zaire Green from Miller Grove. He just got his first offer from Georgia College and State University. Shout out to him. He showed out at Lemon Street, and I can almost guarantee you that's why he got that look and got that offer. Definitely on a side note, another one, Juke, do you remember earlier in the year I brought on the kid from D2 that was the D2 All-American and Justin Briggs? And he just talked about his whole journey from D2, and he went to Chico State. Mm-hmm. Just signed to go overseas to Austria. He's in Austria right now. Just signed.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Man, definitely respect, man. I'm proud of you, big fella. Definitely proud of you, man. I mean, your story is one of those ones of inspiration. You came out of high school. You weren't highly recruited. You had a couple people looking at you, but you got to Chico State and worked your butt off. And again, it's not always about the level because, he could have. I mean, he was 6'9" and a half. Yeah, Juke, he could have went to Sacramento State, but ain't no guarantee he would have played. Chico State embraced him. Player development.
Go where you want it, man.
Go where you want it, and now you're going to make money. Congratulations, big fella. Definitely. Juke, is anybody you want to shout out?
I got a couple, but not many.
Okay.
Shout out to Ahmad Rand, who transferred from Memphis to go to Oregon State. Again, sometimes you have to go where you want it and love by, people gonna make sure they take care of you. So shout out to Ahmad Rand on his next destination. Oregon State. I've never been to Oregon, so hopefully I'll be able to go see him play soon. He's actually from Lincoln County.
Okay.
And I want to give a big ups to the small guards that's out here. Trey Green, Jamal Taylor, and again, Justin Mincy. Shout out to those guys. Just because I got to give the small guard some love, man, because they go so hard. And again, my last one, man, DJ Wright. If you know DJ Wright, he came from Greene County, played in his first collegiate basketball game in 2 years. He started. He didn't start as a freshman, but he had 13 points in his debut with Hampton-Sydney. So shout out to him, man. Had a torn ACL his senior year, so he didn't get to play for probably one or two games. So again, man, big salute to him, and just understand that their work's gonna show if you keep working, man. That's it.
Definitely. So we're gonna end the show on that note tonight. Next week, hey Juke, we got some fire coming with the coaches, man. Definitely got some fire. I'll announce it probably in the middle of the week, towards the end of the week. Definitely got some good looks coming for the coaches. Just solidifying the last women's coach, but definitely going to be another good show. And we definitely want to thank all of y'all for coming out and checking out the show, man. It's one Georgia and one love.